What's up, everybody? It's your good friend Lukie, and this week we are going to Carne Golf Links in Ireland. Now, this is a course I had really wanted to play based on the writing of Tom Coyne. Tom Coyne has a book about Ireland, and he basically went on a walking trip of Ireland and went to all the seaside golf courses. And in many ways, discovered to an American audience Carne Golf Links. And I think having that special relationship with it and giving notoriety to it on such a pivotal journey made the course so meaningful. And in terms of vibes and the atmosphere, this is one of the better courses I've played. It feels like Erin Hills in a lot of ways, but I'm conflicted. So let's get into this review and talk through uh, both the good and the bad. So Carne Golf Links is a tremendous golf course. It's an architectural achievement in the sense that nothing was untouched. It's not your quote unquote pure golf experience coming from Royal County Down, Royal Portrush, and Port Stewart. It leaves a lot to be desired in that way. It's closer to a Pacific Dunes, but a Pacific Dunes that has the elements of those three championship style golf courses. It's for the purist, it's for the fanatic, and to me, it feels like a lot like, which I've not played yet, feels like what maybe Erin Hills is like. There's a lot of punishing holes, right? Number 8, long drive, mid iron in. If you miss right, you're going 100, maybe 80 feet down a hill, but you still have a flop shot. A lot of bogey is a good score holes, which to an American golfer, everything like we got to be the best, kind of a hard mindset to get into, but maybe that's just me. So for me, the trouble with this course was I love the people that work there. The caddies were some of the best caddies, if not the best caddies, albeit County Sligo, which we're going to next week. We're going to feature was like my favorite. That's my favorite in Ireland, number one. So Carn is a course I would always go back to if I could. And I think if I went with all my friends, it would be top tier because it's more of golf, in my opinion, how golf should be played. There's more of a casual dynamic. It's not as pretentious. There's definitely a vibe that they like people that are playing, that if you play the course, you actually contribute to the course existing. That feels good. Whereas like some of these bigger courses like Royal County Down, whether I play it or not, there's going to be someone that played in my tee time spot. And you don't necessarily get that same feeling going to a course like that. But some of these holes, just to my eye, were just a little too quirky for me. And that's a theme of going to Europe that you're going to see where some people really like quirk. And I thought I liked quirk, but I think I'm an in the middle on quirk guy. I like a bit of quirk that makes it fun, but I don't like a golf course to be mostly quirky. And I never thought that about me. I guess I'm more of a traditional standard golfer. And it's kind of a terrible take because I feel like the more intellectual and interesting approach would be I like playing golf courses that are uncommon and not seen as much. And this is the ultimate one where it's like a long bus ride out to the middle of nowhere. And then it's these holes that really wouldn't ever be allowed in America unless it's a super expensive course, and it would be this architectural achievement and be written about and how it's for the love of the game. This is essentially like a muni golf course in the middle of nowhere that's designed like a championship style course that's at a very reasonable price point, and they even offer lifetime US membership because it's so isolated, I assume. That being said, there's a lot of holes where looking back at the end of the hole, I'm just like, man, that hole was so demanding. It was also these 3 courses, and I'm going over these next 3 weeks, could have been where my swing was at because it wasn't the greatest place, but it also felt like small misses led to losing a ball. And that's always just a major bummer when it feels like yeah, I mishit it, but I should be okay. And you just can't find your ball, and nobody can find your ball. And it's a little frustrating. So for me, Karn is like, if obviously you're looking at this vlog and you're going to Ireland and you have the ability to go there, you got to go there because it's just a golf person's place. But what I've learned is sometimes the courses that you're most looking forward to, that you want to like the most, aren't going to be the courses you're drawn to. Would I play it again? Yes. Would I enjoy it more when I've played it more and I understand each hole? Hell yeah. Would I like to do a vlog one day where I do all 27 holes? Heck yeah. Would I like to sit in the pro shop and just talk to people there? Yes. This in County Sligo and Enniscrone is my jam. In Ireland, if you can play these three, they rule. Like, it's just really great people for the most part playing courses that they absolutely love and adore. That being said, the course is very, very finicky and frustrating for me. So, once again, maybe I'm wrong for this, but the way I score and the way I play and the demanding nature of the course does impact my ability of looking at the course, because I feel like some of the courses that I'm most drawn to, that I've enjoyed the most in my life, even when I wasn't playing well, there was a way to navigate through it that created an enjoyment along with the intellectual stimulation. This felt like building a golf course on a very big stage, just taking a lot of risks that you wouldn't have done early in your career as an architecture. I believe the architect that designed this course, this was his last creation. And it feels like a lot of go big or go home type holes, which I think you could grow to love. But the first time, it's just a little overwhelming, if I'm being honest, because there's so much elevation change. There's so many, at times, shots that maybe don't seem apparent until afterward. This was one of the few golf courses I walk everything. It winded me. Take a lot of golf balls if you play this course. Take a lot of golf balls. The rate is reasonable. And I would say there's not really anything you can hit. You can hit into pastures and so forth and so on. I just would be aware that this course, though it has a huge following and though it is very interesting, it's frigging really hard. It's really, really hard. And just be aware of that, because I think a lot of times people go, like, I'm not the biggest Pacific Grove fan, but like it's grown on me. But Pacific Grove Golf Links, it's not the hardest golf course. So you get ocean views, you get a couple of really great holes. And, I think mid-level golfers can kind of beat it up. I don't see mid-level golfers beating up this course. So I think a lot of times when you get these cult classic courses, people are like, oh, heck yeah, it's going to have elements of championship golf. It's reasonably priced. I'm going to go there and show my excellence. Nope, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's for a certain style of golfer. Let's go into the footage. So let's go through Carne Golf Links, a very special place in the world, and a place that as I go through it, I want to be back again. So you're going to see a lot of sand dunes and a lot of crazy elevation. So on the second hole, I mishit my shot, and you can end up on a sand dune. Now, what you'll notice is the grass isn't like super penalizing, so you can find it. This is my guy who's out there. Caddy, really great caddies. So I'm only including this because he was a great guy. He's a boxer. He's a really nice young person. It speaks to how great the club is. It's so welcoming and friendly. It was everything about Carne is good. It's just the skill level that impacts the level I play a golf course. Like, for vibes, Carne is number one for vibes. Well, number two, I like County Sligo a little bit better on vibes. Although Enniscrone's good too. Look at this fluff in the lie. So this is just in real time, just giving you like let's let you exist at this land, right? And that's just me whacking it. And that's a lot of what you're going to do in Ireland and playing over here. Okay. In fact, that's a lot of the shots I've been showing you is just whack it. So there's just look at this. Look at this. And there's like fences to the right. There's dramatic land, undulation, bunkers. It's just not user friendly, right? It's like a guy saying I use Linux, and it's probably more effective than Microsoft. operating system. It's just I don't know how to use it. There's a fence over there, so if you miss a ball, you're just in someone's property and you can't get it. Creeks running through this hole as well. Can't fully see where you're hitting to, which is always a vibe. I always love that stuff. And as you can tell, things just kind of blend in. And what I think coming up soon, so there it is. That's all uphill. So you're just hitting all the way up to this. Do I give you another shot? This would be awesome if I give you another shot. No, just a view. But I mean, this is all uphill. And then if you look, there's the sea, and then there's a barbed wire fence, and you're totally not getting that. Fifth hole, super scenic, really awesome use of land. But it's also really, really hard. There's not much forgiveness on this hole. I'm going to hit a super thin slice into this, which is super sick. Like 4 years ago, I used to just hit fast hooks, and now it's like everything's a big right ball. It's really, really awesome. It's so on brand for golf. So that's what you're hitting into, and there's a bunker to the right, and you can just lose your ball. That's the perspective looking back at the tee. Now, this shows you that's a par 3 you can play to, but there's also a 9 hole, and I believe the 9 hole also links through this. So you can actually end up on the wrong holes, or possibly one could argue you could end up on the right holes, because you could kind of just wing it and just play golf holes in whatever order if they weren't strict and there weren't a lot of people out there. But there is a confusing nature to the way the holes weave if you don't have someone that's played the course a lot. So that goes into this flattish green, but it's tricky. Here's more of the sand dunes, which are really, really big and massive at the coast out in rural Ireland, away from places, just big and massive in scale. Like, think about these like in terms of a person. And then as you look, right, if you look, you can see it. So this is the 8th hole I was talking about. So that's the drop off, and that's way bigger than you think. Imagine the stadium course in Palm Springs, but out there. Clubhouse to your left, just super undulation. These slopes are much bigger than you think, and that's kind of what it reminds me of. Erin Hills is there's lots of speed slots. You're hitting up hills. I've never played that course. I've heard it's really hard. This course is really hard. It photographs really well, so if you're an influencer, you could get your influence on. But as you see, it's also very intimidating. Like, I found myself with natural beauty. Now, the back 9, when we got to this part, I was just a broken man. So you get to this part, and I'd imagine there are people that are fondly walking down. They can see that clubhouse in the distance. They're thinking about finishing. I was just a broken man, and you're about to see the broken man swing here. And this shows you the amount of slope that's on this course. So you're just hitting up hills. You're hitting up a lot of hills. Your clubs are not going as far as you want them to go because you're near the water, because your swing isn't as good as you think, and you're hitting up hills. So it's like the ultimate, like, yeah, look at this. Fluffing the lie. Love to see it. Got a little thing on. Let me know if I look buffer now. Do I look buffer? Do I look like I've gotten into like the dad phase, and you're about to see me just look up and send one to the moon right. This is going to be so awesome. Boom. Missed it right. And that's kind of the grueling nature of this back 9. I saw a lot of people's spirits get broken by this course. It's really an amazing and lovely course. If I spent a lot of time here, I'm sure I would love it. But as a one and done course, and as grueling as it was to walk, it beat me down. But there are some great golf holes here. I'd say consistently it has some really amazing golf holes. I just went in with the expectation of I'm going to love this course, and it was just a little too friggin' quirky for me. So, user discretion advised, and then this leads you back to the clubhouse, and you can kind of see how intense that is. Here's the putting green, pretty slow putting green. And then here's basically the facility, and the pro shop is right to your right. And it's a really, really neat place. If you get the
Thank you for watching this week's vlog. Next week I will be at County Sligo, Rossi's Point.
And guess what? It's one of my favorite golf courses I've ever played. And the weird thing about great golf courses, you can't really pick your favorites. You kind of know the Pebbles, the Pinehurst, the St. Andrews. They're going to be up there for you. But a course like County Sligo, I had no idea what it was. And arguably, it could be one of the greatest and most enjoyable rounds I've ever experienced. That being said, I've seen a lot of people go, man, this course is really vanilla. It looks like a lot of courses in America, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe that's what I'm looking for in Europe golf is a combination of the quirk meets a little bit of America. Maybe I like that hybrid. Maybe that's what I like. And maybe I'm not a true links golfer. I don't know. I'm thinking through this process while talking to a Canon 5D Mark II in my mom's basement. It's a wonderful experience. I hope you're tagging along. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel so that I don't get rejected by big manufacturers and people who are really rich and not always the nicest people and look solely on like numbers and say really, really snarky things that make me go to a room and cry. So that would really, really help so I could get funding and sponsorship and do hopefully above average stuff to help you, the golfer, make informed decisions based on maybe more of a realistic golf standard set forth by maybe me or your own peers. So until next time, I will see you next week.